Hello guys, it's Randall with Bitraged. So I want to share with you this article. It was written a year ago, but I want to address something that I think is important in this article. It says why ReddCoin failed where Steemit succeeded. And the premise of this article is that Steemit has succeeded in something that ReddCoin was attempting to do but failed. If you read through the article, it says that, for an example, ReddCoin was conceived like 2 years ago to be a social network, aka the social currency, but they fail, and it says why it failed. ReddCoin would need specific apps to be integrated into social networks. The problem is, unless Facebook or Twitter or any other platform decides to officially integrate a ReddCoin rewarding app, there would be no network effect for ReddCoin itself as a rewarding tool. That's not necessarily true. Not necessarily true at all. But, okay, so ReddCoin failed. Let's see. This was written a year ago. Well, actually, it's more than a year ago, but for the sake of, let's just say it is 1 year ago. So I went to ReddCoin on CoinMarketCap, and I did exactly a year ago. Like I said, it was an older nap. We're just gonna do a year ago, and look at the price comparison to now, and I'm gonna basically explain what this means. Exactly a year ago, the price, if you had bought 1,000 ReddCoin, it would be worth 2 cents for 1,000 ReddCoin. Right now, ReddCoin is worth 2 cents per ReddCoin. Okay? That gives you a bit of a context. Obviously not a fail. So, why is it only 2 cents? Well, there's something important to understand. You have to understand circulating supply, you have to understand market cap, and you have to understand something else that's just as important. Just having a good idea is not enough. It takes implementation. It takes that being developed into an actual concept that people can see. It takes getting it into working models and then rolling it out. So they say Steemit succeeded. Well, the problem with this article is it's not comparing two similar ideas. I mean, Steemit is basically a blog platform that allows you to tip people on their system. And yeah, they have Busy now, so you can create your own platforms. But this is not a social currency. Steemit is not a social currency because Steemit is far from being socially accepted as even one of the top networking systems. So to say that they're competing, they're not. ReddCoin is competing for a niche that nobody else is targeting it right now, and that is to take Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, and allow people to seamlessly and easily tip on those networks, either for a very small fee or no fee at all. And this is where it's different. Steemit doesn't do that. They're not trying to do that. The only thing Steemit does is allow you to tip on their system. So it's very limited in its scope. Now, I'm not knocking Steem. It's done quite well. It's still doing quite well. But to compare the two doesn't make sense. And the issue Steem's running into right now is a lot of plagiarism. If they start getting lawsuits for this plagiarism, it could run into issues. They need to address it. But I'm not trying to knock Steem. It's just not the same thing. And we need to understand this. A very poorly written article, absolutely zero real arguments. And to say again that ReddCoin failed, well, ReddCoin is considerably up compared to a year ago. And ReddCoin is still working on their concepts. They're still working on developing these ideas. And it's going to be this year when they roll out ReddID. And it's important that you understand that just because a project might take 1 or 2 or 3 years does not mean that it has failed. I have a lot more faith in projects that take 1 to 3 years than I do projects that are promising wild claims. So I want to take a couple minutes and go over some of the features of ReddCoin, what they're trying to do, what they're in development with. The project was originally called SocialX, and it was, again, a few years ago they started this idea. It's not completely realized yet, but that is not a reason to write it off. There's something important that you have to understand, and that is that 2 years ago people were not ready for a social currency. People were not ready for a tipping with cryptocurrency. In fact, 2 years ago most people didn't even know what Bitcoin was. It's not really until recently that Bitcoin has become almost common knowledge because the news has actually been talking about it, and because the price spike going up to $20,000, now almost everyone does know about Bitcoin. So we're now more ripe for a system like this. A system like this would not have went mainstream 2 years ago. So I think we're ready for it this year, and if they pull it off, the price is going to go up considerably, and right now it's at 2 cents. So if you want to buy into this, I wouldn't wait too much longer. It's been stabilizing at right around 2 cents. So some of the things that SocialX does or will be doing is, as we mentioned, it's going to take tipping across platforms. Now, as we talked about before, Steemit does a good job of offering a tipping system on their own system. What ReddCoin wants to do is take that type of tipping system that Steemit does really well on Steemit and seamlessly integrate that into Facebook, into YouTube, into Twitter, into Reddit, into any social network you can think of. Twitch. I think Twitch would be a big place that ReddCoin would actually take off on for tipping. And the same way you can go to Steemit and read an article and you just click and you're tipping is how ReddCoin wants to handle all the social networks. And again, people say, well, you need them to embrace it. Well, no, you don't. You just need people to embrace it. Who cares if Facebook makes a statement saying they embrace it? I don't really think that is needed, right? I think it can become popular and successful without that. So a few of the things that it brings out is some of the current problems, which is one of them. Most blockchain wallets right now create a whole history of the transactions on the blockchain on your computer, which is a lot of space. And a lot of that is being fixed in a lot of blockchains now, where you don't need to have the full history on your computer. One thing that I'm really excited about for ReddCoin to pull off is their social ID, which is called ReddID. And basically it eliminates the wallet address and uses a actual ID people are familiar with. And basically how this works is you have an actual ID like Twitter, you would have on Twitter or on YouTube. So you can actually tip that ID, which makes a lot more sense than tipping a wallet address, and I think it makes it easier for people to comprehend and wrap their minds around, especially people who are not familiar with cryptocurrency, maybe like some of you are. So this is powerful. I think people underestimate what ReddID could basically do, and the fact that if they pull ReddID off, not only is it going to be powerful for ReddCoin, but there's a possibility for partnerships where ReddID will be used in other scenarios, and potentially could be integrated with Facebook or another social network platform. Again, we're not sure. Hindsight is 2020, right? But it is something that has potential, and that's my point, is that there is potential in this coin. I'm not going to tell you it's going to $10. I'm not going to tell you it's going to $1. I'm not here to hype the coin. I'm just here to tell you that it does have that potential. And it's had success backed by a active community. ReddCoin has an active community. If you go on Reddit, there's 35,000 people subscribed to the ReddCoin Reddit. which is it's a pretty active place. There's a lot of people pushing ReddCoin. There's people that are starting to push it by using it for tipping on YouTube, which is something revolutionary and new. Nobody is tipping any other coins on YouTube. Now people are putting wall addresses on YouTube for tipping, but I'm talking about actually tipping with a bot for YouTube. So this could be powerful. I think it's underestimated right now, and I think it's undervalued right now at 2 cents. And this is a coin that I am invested in. I have a long-term hold position on. I'm not selling anytime soon. So what is my opinion? Well, obviously I believe in it. I'm not telling you to buy into it. I will never tell you to buy into any coin. And any YouTube channel that tells you to buy into a coin, you have to look and see if they might have a reason to. Maybe they're getting a commission by telling you to buy in. Maybe they bought in, they want you to buy in so they can sell out, right? Make a little profit. I'm not going to tell you ever to buy into a coin. I'm just going to tell you why I'm buying into it. And that's because of what we discussed. I really do believe it has potential. And I do believe that at 2 cents, it has much potential to grow. So those are my thoughts. I encourage you to share what you think of ReddCoin. I know that there's a lot of you that have asked what coins I'm taking positions on, so I want to do this video on ReddCoin for you. If you want more information on ReddCoin, I encourage you to go to the Reddit and read on the Reddit, read their webpage. I also encourage you to download the Chrome extension, set it up, and start tipping with ReddCoin if you have it, because if you start tipping with it, it gets people to think about it, and the name gets stuck in their head, and it's going to perpetuate the idea. So if you use it, you might encourage other people to use it and get the ball rolling. So the more people that know about it, the more chance that it can take off. But I do believe that in 2018 it is possible we could see this idea really take flight. Thanks again for watching, guys. We appreciate the support. Please subscribe to the channel and make sure you hit the bell to ensure that you get notified when we drop a video. And comment below and let us know if there's any videos that you want us to do, any reviews or any new ICOs you've seen. We appreciate the suggestions, and we've been doing our best to make videos based on them. This video is a result of a request. So that's about it, guys. Thanks and take care.